Hey, what's up everyone? So thanks for being here again today. And today what I have for you is some more stuff on the 4 pillars of health. So today we're going to focus on nutrition. The other pillars of health include stress management, exercise, and sleep. So we have nutrition, stress management, exercise, and sleep. Those are the 4 pillars of health. And the approach that I take to mental health is to first make sure that all your bases are covered as far as your health goes, because our mind interacts with our body and our body interacts with our mind. They're inseparable. So I think that it's really important to first focus on how is my overall health. Today we're going to focus on nutrition and how nutrition can help to improve your mood and improve anxiety. So let's get to it. Inflammation and foods that create inflammation are probably have the biggest impact on mood, stress, and anxiety. So some foods produce more cytokines. Cytokines are substances that are released to help regulate inflammation. And there's pro-inflammatory cytokines and anti-inflammatory cytokines. So one of the ways that these cytokines impact stress and anxiety, of course, it's it's the pro-inflammatory cytokines that impact anxiety. So one of the ways that cytokines impact anxiety and stress is by disrupting the production of serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These are all chemicals that are involved. Of course, dopamine is like the feel-good chemical. Serotonin also is another chemical that is highly related to mood. Norepinephrine and dopamine is a chemical that are both related to energy levels and also motivation. So these pro-inflammatory cytokines from certain foods will disrupt the production of serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. It's also been shown that these cytokines increase the fear center, which is the amygdala, and impact the center of emotional regulation in the brain. I'm going to list all of my sources. I'll also list the PowerPoint that I used, which attaches all of my sources on this information. So there's a couple foods that have been linked to inflammation. Some of these probably aren't going to be surprising, and some of them hurt. I'm going to be honest. They hurt just because they're so good. So of course sugar and anything with high fructose corn syrup, including fruit juices. Fruit juices really are not that good for people because it's such a high amount of concentrated sugar. So for women, the daily recommended amount of sugar is 24 grams or less. And for men, it is 36 grams or less. Trans fats and partially hydrogenated oils. So these are things like vegetable oil, microwave popcorn, margarine, fried fast food, non-dairy creamers. Seed oils also are not good and are pro-inflammatory. Soy, corn, sunflower, peanut, and sesame oil. Sesame oil hurt because I love sesame oil. But, again, I think all this stuff sometimes it's good to still do it in moderation because, life is short, and these things taste good. So I'm not all, don't eat this stuff ever. I'm just about having moderation. I had a dietitian once who told me the 80-20 rule. 80% healthy foods and then 20%, whatever you want. So I think that's a good rule to follow. I think that comes out to maybe eating this stuff like 1 day a week or something. Okay, so other foods linked to inflammation. Refined carbs, white breads, or anything that says made with enriched flour. Excessive alcohol. So excessive alcohol means 14 units for the week. No more than 14 units. Well, what is a unit? It depends on what you're drinking. So 1.5 ounce of liquor is equal to about an 8-ounce beer is equal to about 6 ounces of wine. So there's different amounts of alcohol in each of these, so you can't simply just say, no more than 14 beers, but 14 units. So that's about no more than about 2 drinks a day. Processed meats too. Apparently this is one that is also linked to inflammation. Bacon, sausage, ham, bologna, canned meat, lunch meat, all that good stuff. Can't have any of that. So these are some foods to eat that have shown to be anti-inflammatory, or that are reduce inflammation, and that help support some of the production of some of those good brain chemicals that we talked about, like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine. So there's some evidence for these foods, but a lot of it's just sort of pop culture kind of, research. Things like asparagus and chamomile came up in the research, that they could reduce anxiety, but some of the research was mostly focused on extractions of these foods. So asparagus extractions, chamomile extractions were shown to reduce anxiety, but most of us aren't going to be able to go to the grocery store and get chamomile and asparagus extractions, but they're still probably good to eat. There is strong support to eat these foods to help with mood and anxiety. A lot of protein and fat, good sources of fat. So a great source of fat, of course, are the omega-3s. Things like vitamin D, magnesium, probiotics, and tryptophan are all good things to help with production of serotonin, dopamine. So some of these foods include salmon, tuna, sliced turkey, not from the deli, eggs, milk, chia seeds, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and kefir. Fruits and veggies are basically superfoods themselves. I think they're packed with so many different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, but magnesium and probiotics are some of the big ones that help with enhancing mood and reducing stress. So these are things that have a lot of this are spinach, leafy greens, turmeric, sauerkraut, pickles, bananas. You also want to focus on complex carbohydrates. These are things that are going to stabilize blood sugar and prevent these huge swings in your blood sugar that are often linked to feeling hangry, anxiety, shakiness, headaches, all that kind of stuff. So complex carbohydrates are things like old-fashioned oatmeal, regular and sweet potatoes, whole grain breads, quinoa, brown rice. Usually anything that is listed is made from whole wheat is safe. So we have to still try to get your sweets in. I love sweets. So one good source of a sweet that is safe is dark chocolate, which contains a lot of polyphenols, which is good for heart health. So you want to pick a dark chocolate that has 60% or greater dark chocolate, and try not to eat more than 1.5 ounce per day. So that's about it. I did have some recipes for you that I think fit this model, so I'll throw those recipes into the description below, and I hope this stuff has been helpful. See you next time.